Grae, did you know that Stellar Blade has been one of the most successful PlayStation IPs that came on PC?
Yeah, what a shocker.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm still playing it up to now. It's it's I think it nails difficulty just right in terms of replayability. It's not like your easy hack and slasher. At the same time, it's not Souls game hard. So that's why it's kind of easy to get back to. And yeah, really the only thing missing is like a better story, which I think they're gonna work on in the next game.
Mhm.
I think they're gonna quadruple down to make the story good since they're mass hiring for it.
Yep.
Yeah, not surprising given Sony's really shitty lineup. The Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Yote, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, all of them underperformed compared
Yep.
to their
Spider-Man.
predecessors. Spider-Man 2, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them underperformed compared to their previous games. So now that you have a game that actually provides everything that the hardcore gamers wanted, and lo and behold, it's their best performing IP ever in
Yep.
PC. And
Yep.
it's like it's that simple, Sony. You just gotta give us what we want. You don't follow the wokies or the people who are pretty loud on X. They're just like this a small number of people, and they're not actually the ones interested in buying your stuff. It's actually the people like us. And yeah, I really hope Sony takes the right lessons from this and makes more games like this. Follows the queue of Shift Up and makes more single player, strong narrative, good gameplay games. And I do think Sony still has a chance, especially if
Yeah.
California has less of an influence. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Stellar Blade becomes Sony's biggest PlayStation exclusive IP to debut on PC yet, despite media generated controversy. This game, if you guys didn't know, sold, I believe, 1 million copies in like 3 days. Right when it came on PC, it sold 1 million copies in 3 days on PC. This is excluding when it came out on PS5.
Yes. 5. Yeah.
Right? So remember when I was talking about Ghost of Yote, how if the character was hot, the game would have sold 1 million copies by now, and I gave it like a week, right? And they didn't. I think they eventually ended up getting to 1 million units sold. I believe in if I'm
I think
not,
no,
I think
they made it.
over 2 million units sold, but they never really
I
said it. I think until way later.
Yeah, I think 3.3. But
Yeah.
okay, let's give it like the benefit of the doubt. Like let's give maybe they're at 4 by now. Let's
Mhm.
say that's still I think worse than Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, Ghost of
That did
Tsushima sold like 3 million in like 2 days.
Yeah,
Or like
exactly.
2.7 or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, they
Oh,
if they
yeah.
just made a sequel, dude, it's just a well-written sequel with, more weapons maybe or more gameplay, really good fun to play gameplay mechanics, like it would have done I think it would have beaten Ghost of Tsushima 1.
Yeah.
That would have been an easy W for Sony, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yep. Stellar Blade, the popular controversial 2024 action adventure game, recently made the jump from PS5 to PC and shattered records. A chart from the game's developer Shift Up shows that Stellar Blade reached 192,000 peak concurrent players on Steam at launch. That makes it more than 2.5 times more popular than a runner-up Ghost of Tsushima, which had 77,000 concurrent players at its launch. God of War, Marvel, Spider-Man, and The Last of Us round up the top 5 single-player games that have been available on PS5 and now on PC. So this is the actual chart. I have the chart right over here, and I'll go ahead and bring it up. Boom. This is the chart. Stellar Blade is that's a huge leap. More than doubled.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Imagine that, right?
Crazy.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. See, the thing is that remember, people want attractive characters. Okay, that's it is literally trying to sell a product here. All right, your characters first and foremost, if you like it or not, needs to be attractive or conventionally appealing or conventionally attractive. It has to be one of that. Okay, it's because if your characters are ugly from the get go or not really really attractive, then the only thing that you really have going for it is your gameplay and your story. And most of the times, a lot of these games don't have all of that. Now, Stellar Blade had, very, very good aesthetics. The story is the weakest out of everything that it offers.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not in any way a bad story, but it's a very simple story. Right. Now,
Yeah.
can you tell a simple story very, very well? Yes. But this story, like the only cool part, to be honest, was probably like the reveal of Raven. I think that's probably the only cool
Yeah.
twist in the entire thing. But overall, the story is like a solid 7.5. Right. It's not anything like wow, the story sucks, or it's wow, the story is really, really fucking cool, right? It's not
Yeah.
on the same levels of Expedition 33, but the rest of the
Yeah.
game is really good. From the music to the combat to the aesthetics, and given the fact that you have it on PC, you can mod the shit out of it, which I did day one. And granted, I bought this game probably like 5 times. I gave it away like 3 times, and I bought it on PC
Yeah,
and
I
on
have it on
console.
PC and on PS5 physical copy. Yeah, no regrets. I played the shit out of both, so yeah, I got my money's worth for sure.
Yeah. But do you remember when Digital Foundry called out this game saying that it's not good? Remember that
Yeah,
shit?
I never watched that part.
Oh,
'Cause,
we're
like,
gonna watch a short clip. We're
okay.
gonna watch a short clip. I watched it. I'm like, wow, this guy really, really hates video games. This guy is literally a gay guy that hates attractive women. That's who this guy is.
Do you think the character model was actually like very distracting in not a good way? Because like with the camera angles chosen, it just felt like this game seems like a game that came out in like 002 in terms of its, like character design. It's like a bit old and not flattering, I don't think, for a modern audience. In comparison to something like Forspoken.
Those words, the 2 words.
Where is Forspoken now? What happened? What happened to fucking Crystal Dynamics? What does Square do with fucking Forspoken? Oh, it's gone.
He really said those 2 words. It's not for the modern audience. Oh,
unlike Forspoken. Oh no, Forspoken. Not that game. What happened? Oh no. Yeah. So this, after 2 years, Digital Foundry attacked Stellar Blade, calling it out for not flattering for a modern audience, unlike Forspoken. Well, the thing is that now it's considered the most successful PlayStation exclusive on PC, and it's not even close to more than 2 times the amount. All right. That is crazy. And remember the takeaway. The key takeaway of this is because the Western people, that the game developers from the Western Hemisphere, the game developers, the producers, the artists, everyone that actually works in the West, most of these people, the reason why they're doing this is because they're trying to send a message. They want to push their agenda. Okay. So I'm not sure if you've seen this, but this is from, I believe this is from a couple of years ago, and this was at GDC. All right. This is from GDC, and there's this Japanese guy, basically asks a couple of the devs at GDC about him being a Japanese gamer and a Japanese native. Let's go ahead and hear what he has to say, and let's go ahead and hear his response, right? And the people who are taking the questions. Let's see how they respond to this guy.
As a Japanese, and my question is, and what could you tell me? What kind of about recently Japanese? What do you think about the recently Japanese game?
Is it what is about Japanese games that inspired us?
Recent.
Most recent.
I'm sorry.
They suck.
These are the people that are making your games. But let them continue. Let them continue.
I'm sorry. Like, you guys need to get with the times and make better interfaces and like update your technology. We're totally kicking your ass. Back then,
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. So imagine a guy from Japan.
Wait,
it's like,
when was this?
yeah. I believe within the past. I'm not sure which year this was. This might have been prior to COVID, or it was after COVID. So I would say within the past 6 years. I would say within the past 6 years.
And
At least that's what I think.
That guy, under which studio is he?
I'm not sure. I'll bring up the context afterwards, just because I want to watch this video with you. I want to get your initial takes on this. right? So yeah,
Man,
basically already shitting on his culture, and everyone's laughing.
yeah.
What happened to Concord? What
Mm.
happened to Forspoken? What happened to Duskborn? What happened to all of these games that you say were really,
What happened
really
to
good?
Saints Row? Yeah, there's so
that's
many
why-
more we can.
What happened to like fucking Activision, Blizzard? All of you are getting fucking laid off. That's
Yeah.
why the massive layoffs are happening, because you are basically saying that, oh, your shit sucks and our stuff is better.
Yeah, and the Game Awards is trying to hype up Diablo 4 again. Have you seen that statue shit?
Is that Diablo 4?
It's Diablo 4, sorry, 4. According to some commenters, like according to Legendary Drops, he kind of looked at it more. I think he's pretty sure it's another expansion pack.
No, I don't fucking care about Diablo 4.
Yeah,
I
people-
have it, but I don't fucking care.
Yeah, people don't give a shit. Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's finish this video.
Back then, you guys were the king of the world, but your time has passed. I'm so sorry.
Man, look at him. He's so happy.
Did you look at his face?
GDC 12. So when is GDC 12? Let me actually check. What year was that? So we know exactly what year this was. Okay, so GDC 12. No, that's fucking GDC 12 was in. So I'm assuming this was a long time ago, if I'm not mistaken. This is 2012. More than 10
Okay.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is literally like almost 14 years ago.
Okay. Back then, you can make the argument that like there were a lot of really good. That was like the era of the 360, right? The PS3. But like it's like I think it's still pretty shitty that he did that. The way they he said it, and the way the others reacted, the way that guy was laughing out loud. I still think that was really disrespectful in the sense, because it wasn't bad per se. Especially like that was a time like the JRPGs were kind of declining-ish. There were a lot less of them compared to the PS2 generation, but they were still good. They were still good. They were still great.
Like for me, I would never.
I would never
like,
say
as a person who works in the game industry, I would never say something like that to another game, to people who are like legit, like, hey, what inspires you from the Japanese? So you know what, like your shit sort of sucks, right? Get with the times and stuff like that. Like, bro, it's like you guys are using him. You're like sort of mocking him.
exactly.
And as you can tell, we still have about another like 15 seconds left.
Look at what you did, Phil.
Hey, I didn't do anything. Sorry.
have a more specific game design comment that is
So hateful. Swoop in and be constructive.
no. This is well. I mean, I don't like Japanese games either.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I know that guy with the guy beside him. Like he used to be a Destructoid, but yeah, I lost respect. Lost respect for me.
Here's the thing. Yes, granted, this is an old video, but this video still rings true in modern gaming.
And they still think they're at the top of it. They still think they are. Exactly.
They hate everything that comes out from the East. They hate stuff like Stellar Blade. They hate it when it succeed. All right.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why, like, they're so mad, is because they were back then. They were in during that time, they were like sort of untouchable, right? Like a lot of very, very good American Western games came out then. And now, of course, Japanese. Now, all you have right now, back then, there wasn't Chinese games or Korean games. They weren't really popping off then,
it's
right?
like if ever there was, they were known for the predatory mobile gotcha practices. Not right now where they're killing it.
Yeah. So this basically, the first guy basically said, you guys suck. Get with the times. And this guy basically said, I don't like Japanese games.
Yeah, this age, like milk under the scorching heat of the sun for 10 years. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Without Japanese games being what it is, American games will have never popped off the way it did.
Dude, yes.
Like like Nintendo and like fucking Sony, like walked and fucking built their foundation, their foundation for you to walk, and so you guys can actually run.
Yeah, and look, who are the dominant hardware console makers right now? Is it Xbox? I don't think so. Despite having the largest company in the world backing you, despite all the money, all the developers you have under your belt, and still, the American company was the one that failed out of the three.
Yeah. In
What a
my
mystery.
opinion, it's funny that the company, the console maker that came out last was the first to fail. But yeah, in my opinion, I would say fuck these guys. I would say that they don't really care about video games in general, and the fact that you had these people up there, and you have this guy asking a legitimate question.
Yep.
So my takeaway now, this is my opinion, and maybe I was wrong, but to me, if any of you were wondered why Western game journalists and even some Western game developers treat Asian games with such disdain and seem to often throw shade at them, even when it's obvious they're appealing to many gamers. Remember Phil's Fish's attitude towards Japanese, by extension Asian games?
Oh, Phil Fish. Okay,
I'm an opinion that Phil's thoughts of Asian games is the thoughts that's shared by many game journalists and some Western game devs. This is why you have IGN giving Where Winds Meet a 6 out of 10, Eurogamer
That's so
giving it
crazy.
a 4 out of 10,
Four?
or
What?
IGN throwing shade at Black Myth Wukong devs using mistranslation. My opinion, Western gaming industry, particularly the games journalists and the click developers, view Asian games with vitriol and never stopped. Phil Fish only said that quiet part out loud.
Yeah, I know Phil Fish. Like he's the controversial dev that made Fez, the indie game Fez, I believe. I know he has a lot of controversy, so it's not surprising that it's coming from him. And yeah, I already said, guys, last week, I don't like Where Winds Meet, but man, these scores, man, it's look, I don't like the game, but that doesn't mean it deserves a low score. I'm at that camp. It's the same take with Expedition 33. I think they deserve their high scores because it resonates. Clearly, they got something right if a lot of people like it and a lot of people are playing it. And yeah, it's just, this tells me like you got your jobs out of fortune. You don't really like what you're doing. You don't really like this industry at all. You have zero passion for the hobby. Just get out and get into politics. Try to apply again to Fox News or CNN or something where you want to preach what you want to preach about whatever political agenda you want. Just go back to just try apply again. Video games are clearly not for you guys. So get out.
Yeah, and the thing is that I think the last thing I saw that he worked on was Fez, that he was a director, writer, and producer on Fez. And I think another thing that he worked on was back in let me see, like I don't think he's not active anymore in the gaming industry. The last thing that he worked on was in 2016 called Super Hypercube, and he was a designer there. So yeah, this guy is, as you can tell, he's no longer in the industry. So fuck him.
Good.
Yeah, so fuck him. Who cares about him? And unfortunately, I shared his first name with him, and it sort of makes me upset. Yeah, you cannot discount that these people just hate attractive women. They hate games from the East, and that's the reason why when games that come out from the East are so good, like they try to find a way to sort of, in a way, sort of just throw shade at it.
And for me, the crazy part is, like I think Horizon has better graphics. I think Horizon has a bigger world than Stellar Blade. So if you put it in that sense, they had more resources compared to Shift Up, and still Shift Up emerged on top for it to be overall a better game.
And I
they
believe
made a shit ton more money.
Stellar Blade cost $40 million, so roughly about $40 million to make. How much does Ghost of Yotei cost?
At least 60,
You know?
as far as I know. At least 60.
Yeah, so let me check. I'm checking right now. Ghost of Yotei production budget. Basically, the production budget is reported, like you said, to be around 60, which is similar to what Ghost of Tsushima made. What was cost to make, right? Very, very similar. Despite the inflation being developed for PS5 instead of PS4, making it a notably lean production compared to AAA titles that often exceeds $200 million. So yeah, so Ghost of Yote was basically around that much. What about Horizon, right? Horizon Zero Dawn?
Or for you can go with Forbidden West because I would think that's the more expensive one they invested in, given the first one was more successful than the second one.
Guess how much it costs?
200.
212.
Yeah, yeah. It's I know because imagine like you have much more resource, bigger in scope, better engine, better everything, and still it's the smaller game that resonated with gamers. It's like just give them give the hardcore audience what they want, the actual paying customer, and you will succeed. You don't need a giant bag of cash. It's that time is over where bigger doesn't necessarily equate to better anymore. We've plateaued already in that aspect. So yeah, especially now more than ever, there's so many games. Like, look, I have so many. I bought a Taylor Ryza, the physical one. It's still sealed up to now. Look, we have so many games to play. So right, it's now more than ever. It's getting tougher and tougher to get gamers to open their wallet. So you really need to take things more seriously in terms of creating the game on what we really want.
Yeah. And is Last of Us 2 on PC?
Yep, it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna do Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Okay. Guess how much Last of Us cost? Part 2.
That's expensive too, given the tech.
It's slightly more expensive than Forbidden West.
Oh, it's okay. I was gonna say 150, so it's even more expensive.
220. $220 million.
Yeah.
According to the revealed during the Microsoft versus FTC trial that was basically shown that spanned 70 months. $220 million. Right? Now you compare a $60 million, a $220 million game to a $40 million game that has beaten your overall player count by more than 2 times. And what is it? A girl with big ass and big titties.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it doesn't matter. If your character is hot, a lot of people will buy your game. Okay. Now, if your character is very, very hot and your game sucks, then your game's gonna suck. Okay.
Yep.
You can't just have that. Okay. If you are gonna have now, here's the thing. If Eve was an ugly, unattractive character, you put like a fucking what's it called again? Cynthia, Cynthia Erivo is the main character of Stellar Blade, right? That game's gonna sell no copies. Okay,
yeah, Shift Up would have shut down by now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Right?
Absolutely.
Right, that it will sell no copies. But the thing is, here's the thing: it will probably sell some copies, but a lot of people will not give it the light of day. It's because your main protagonist that you're going to be playing between 20 hours to 40 hours is an ugly black bald chick. No one's gonna give it that fucking chance to play this game, even though your combat is good, the music is good. Right? If your main character sucks giant cocks, no one's gonna give you the chance.
Yeah, funny you mentioned ugly black character because there are rumors rumbling that Intergalactic is in an overhaul. So that'll be an incredible slap in the face to Neil if that is true. If they really overhauled that particular.
Oh, they're not gonna do that. It's because the actor looks like that.
Yeah, that too. So,
yeah. It's because that's how the actor looks like. So they're absolutely never going to be they're never going to change it, right? Especially you're talking about what Smash JT did. It's like, oh, I'm going to put in the intergalactic, and I'm going to put into Chat GPT, make this character beautiful, and they made it into this. Look, they're not going to go back and redo it. right? They're gonna not go back and re-motion capture the fucking actress, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it got a lot of people upset. All right, a lot of people did not like this. Yeah, right.
And for December
Go.
11, I think there's gonna be a game that's gonna get the same reception as this, and it's sadly, I think, Prince of Persia. Yeah. So we have to be careful. I believe Ubisoft is super aggressive when it comes to talking about these leaks. So if we bring it up, they might strike the stream. But yeah, I think the equivalent of this for this year is gonna be Prince of Persia. I've seen the
Yep.
screenshots, and it's if that's still what it looks like, yeah,
Yep.
Ubisoft is like really going downhill.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if you put I forgot this whatever Gabrielle, whatever her last name is, Tatiana Gabrielle. I forgot what her name is. Right? Let's say if you put her and she was the main character of Stellar Blade, the game would not sell.
Yeah.
That's it. No, the fact that you are going to be like how long are Naughty Dog games? Right? Maybe 20 hours, 30 hours. Maybe?
Yeah, you can finish it in like a weekend or two.
Yeah.
If you play 8 hours.
I'm not going to be playing about 20 to 30 hours of an ugly character in the game. All right. I'm not going to want to do that. If I'm going to be staring at an ass, it better be fucking thick and ridiculous. Better have some nice ass titties as well to accompany it. And the face better look good. And Shift Up knows their audience. They know what the male demographic wants. They know that majority of the players that are playing their video games are men. Right? I'm not saying women don't play it, but most of them are men. And here's the thing. Women also like playing attractive women. That's why you don't see any fucking Concord cosplays at these conventions. You rarely see any of them. And even the fat, ugly bitches will cosplay as like fucking Harley Quinn. They'll cosplay as fat Catwoman and shit like that. It's because nobody wants to cosplay as ugly, fat bitches. It's that simple. Whether you like it or not, that's the reality. And if you guys don't like that, then you can go suck a small penis. All right. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Project Eggroll podcast. Make sure to catch us live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Also, be sure to subscribe, and we will see you all there.